Greetings, humans. My arms would cordially like to invite you to today's episode of the BDE podcast. Alexa, pause.
Hey,
today's episode is brought to you by the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang forever. It is.
Yeah.
Is it like this?
Yeah, well, you made a bird, basically. I was like, what is this bird shit?
All right, sorry. Is
We're
it
off to a
spread
great
out
start.
or is it not? I thought this is how you make a turkey.
It is. I think
Go.
I think it's just this. Like moose antlers.
Like this?
Yes.
Wu-Tang. It's like this.
I'm pretty sure.
Gary, is this how you do Wu-Tang?
I don't know about no Wu-Tang.
Y'all didn't listen to Wu-Tang at Southern?
They probably banned them. Like they did the Migos.
Turn that insert N-word music off.
Are y'all podcasting?
Yeah, we're live.
We might be.
Are we live? I think you need to press something.
I did. Oh, yeah, I do need to do that. See, now we're live.
Are we
Live and direct.
I did. Oh, yeah, I do need to do
It's
that.
loud.
I know. I'm muting it now.
Coming in hard from the 9-9.
Yes. I don't know what that means.
What? Cash Money Records.
Okay.
Birdman's record label that he had with Lil Wayne.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They would say that.
I don't remember them saying that.
Alexa.
Nope.
Oh my God.
We don't need to do this.
Look at my iPad. Wait a second.
I'll take your word for it. What?
You'll still be connected.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's gross.
That was
Yuck.
pretty epic. Yuck.
I want to apologize to the viewers before we continue.
There's no viewers.
There are.
There is. There's
Don't-
Lumbear Jack
Don't you worry
9.
about that.
See?
I know that guy.
People care.
Does this need to be off Wi-Fi to work properly for y'all?
Yeah, I also don't remember the code to it.
I think everything's going how it should be going. So
Yeah.
let's just not fuck with anything.
All
Is
right.
that possible?
All right, then don't worry.
Is that going to be a problem? Can we just leave it, Diane?
A mess.
Wu-Tang.
No, I can't. I'm only a drink. I tried.
What are you drinking tonight? Let's tell the viewers what we're drinking before we start. We just want to put a disclaimer out there that some substances have been ingested.
Oh my goodness.
So you can't hold us to what we say,
Oh my goodness.
right?
Sure.
They can.
No, the FCC ain't got nothing on me.
The SEC. The Southeastern Conference.
The FCC.
Oh, FCC.
Also, the SEC don't have anything on me.
They couldn't handle it. All right, the Gill. Much love, my bruv.
The Gill. What are you trading today?
I don't think we should wait. He may,
We're just gonna
he
wait
may have
here.
just left that and was like, all right, deuces. And then we're going to be sitting here like an asshole just staring at the screen. Like,
So
is
a
he gonna
lot
write
has
back?
happened since we've had a show.
Oh my gosh. A million things have happened.
That former wrestler came out as transgendered.
Yes.
What was his name?
Tough looks or some shit.
We'd like our transgendered correspondent, Gary, to come out.
I'm not transgendered.
I know, but you're a correspondent. You know probably more
His
about
name was Tyler, I think Rex.
Sounds about right.
And now his name is Gabby Tufts. I think his natural last name was Tufts anyway.
Yeah. His
Or Tuft.
Tuft.
Gotcha.
Yes.
That
So
sounds about
now
right.
she is Gabby Tuft.
You know, he had a workout thing.
He actually, now she is, I think, either married or was married to some chick. Ooh.
Correct.
Well, I'm gonna say he when I'm referring to what he did in the workout videos.
Yeah.
That was a discussion we actually had
We
today.
did. We did.
Where they're like, for like Caitlyn Jenner, when you reference Bruce Jenner's like Olympic accomplishments.
That's dead naming. That'll get you banned on Twitter for life.
Do you
He didn't know what
do
that
you,
was.
Do you reference her as a he from when you're talking about that stuff or not?
You know, I think the only way to really know is to ask, have one of those folks on and ask them.
I think you're right.
So, if you're transgendered, call into the show. And I'm not going to say anymore because I feel like I'm just going to get in trouble. Just no matter what I say, it's just going to be...
Danger, Robinson, you see the light flashing at you. Stop now. No, I have a few trans friends. Like,
well, you know the famous blackjack dealer.
What?
At that place.
Oh, yeah. Miss Lauren.
Miss Lauren.
Yeah. Sorry, that one caught me out of left field. Yes.
You need to get with it.
I was like, who? Oh. Yeah, but she's not like a friend. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe she is a friend. But
does she know y'all aren't friends?
I hope not. Or I hope she does. No, I have a couple other ones so I could poke around. See if we get someone on the show. Give us some quality feedback.
You look of Asian descent on the TV, Mike.
Is that right?
You do, because your eyes are
squintier,
a little squinty right now. And I don't even know if it's even allowed to say that Asians have naturally squinty eyes. That's saying like a. That's saying like
you don't need to Joe Rogan this to death. It's
no,
fine.
but that's a fact though, right? That'd be just as you're just describing. That's a characteristic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very obvious thing to point out, but
it doesn't matter.
It's true.
It's not racist.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
It's not racist. It's just...
But where does it get racist?
Well, I mean, it's just... Yeah, like, there's levels of sensitivity with which you can say...
Right.
Like, the shit that we know that we don't say.
That we don't say.
Yeah.
Is it racist? Never mind. We're not going to play that game.
Let's play a game called Is This Racist? And then I'll say something. Let's see how that game goes. No, we're not doing that.
17. If we get 20 people watching the show at the same time, we'll play that game. 20 people watching the show at the same time.
And then we'll engage in illicit acts until we get kicked off of Twitch.
I'd feel confident doing it. But what we would do is we'd have to have correspondents come on the show as well. To be kind of put there, it's okay. You know, we're part of it. We're part of the joke.
Right.
Because it really is just a hip, you know, I guess... things that are very stereotype jokes. Mm-hmm. Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite. So, and they're a lot of people's favorites jokes.
Okay.
You know, Chappelle's Show. That's how that whole show was based on.
Okay, yeah, true. I mean, replaying of old tropes, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, we're on it. We're in on it too. Sure. Whatever stereotypes you want to play.
Yeah.
We're just a couple of meatheads.
True.
Meatheads.
Because we want to get huge.
Huge.
At least in Japan. I'd love to have a cult following in Japan. Wouldn't that be wild if you found out that like some everyday run-of-the-mill shit that you did, someone just found something about you online, and all of a sudden there's like this big following that you never knew of?
You have that mind. Don't worry about it.
Shut the fuck up.
You kind of do.
I don't think
and it's not even Japan.
No, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, for just like the randomest shit.
Well, I think it's possible. We could dress you up like Godzilla. And walk you through like a built little miniature town.
Okay.
And just you destroying the town.
As a play into what we know that they like over there?
Correct.
An obvious Asian trope.
Is that pandering?
It's a little bit pandering. My favorite part of this whole episode has been the fact that Gary's cleaning behind us as we do.
I feel like you're over there coming in with a mop.
Is that a thing that she did?
Yeah. Like,
Did you always want to be like Carol Burnett, Gary?
No. Although I kind of at one point wanted red hair, but
but you never had it.
That means something.
A part where at the end of their show, it's like a little cartoon character. Carol Burnett comes through with a
I've seen it. Yeah. Have y'all seen WandaVision yet?
No.
I actually kind of.
But everyone keeps... My internets are blowing up.
Good?
Yeah, it's good. I told you all this
episode
4
5
times.
is mind-blowing.
Is it Netflix or Disney? Disney?
Yeah.
We should, because we fucking pay for Disney like $6 a month. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look,
What?
Mike, $6 is a lot to some people. To some people, that's a lot
what
of
I'm
money.
saying. It's like we're not even using it.
Well, now you have a reason
and we're spending
to.
at least 3 of my dollars.
Well, I write it off because it's my Verizon account.
0 of my dollars.
And that gets paid. That gets paid by my business, so that ends up getting written off. I call it research for the real estate.
Stop listening, IRS.
Yes, please do not listen.
Wouldn't that be some funny shit?
Iris.
You get audited.
You get audited because
Of a
that's
$7.
some shit on like a fucking
You
4
never
person
want
podcast.
to incriminate yourself on video. That's like the number one way to get fucked.
Yeah.
To get fucked.
And that includes live.
And now Gary's like, well, I want to do it all the time, incriminate
I'm
myself.
gonna get fucked.
Unbelievable.
So basically just do porn is what you're saying.
Did you ever think about it, Gary, doing porn? Are you? Let me ask you this: were you in any that you know of?
No, I was never in a porn video.
A professionally made one,
No.
but an amateur one for sure. I would imagine. Doesn't everybody
Like,
do that?
How have you not?
I'm not sure.
You have, okay.
Maybe if I made one myself or somebody I was with. did,
Somebody had a
but-
camera setup you don't know about.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
There are some weirdos that
I
would be
feel like
doing
that's
that
more
shit.
common than you think.
And they wouldn't be so forthcoming about having you sign a waiver.
There could have been some shit I did in public that could possibly be.
Whoa.
Because
Because
in
he's a freak.
in my late 20s, early 30s,
Stop listening, Mom.
there were some things that I did.
Gary was
Impure in the eyes
Sampling.
of God.
I was a freak.
the return of Freak Nasty, the Gary story.
I was a
That's.
freak.
Would you say that'd be a good name for your autobiography?
Say what now?
The return of Freak Nasty.
I mean, I don't know if it's freak nasty. Lord. I can't remember. There's a lot of things that happened in New Orleans, and I may or may not have been sober for all of it. Probably not.
Probably for the best.
This is my favorite.
What?
This is so great.
What, the mopping?
Yeah.
I feel comfortable doing that.
Oh.
I saw your workout. That was very good.
Yeah, I had a good workout.
Yeah, so that,
Actually, the entire week's workouts were good.
that's good.
My body is like feeling it. Not in a bad way. Are they in the channel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Eating.
Yeah, so
How would you rate that gym?
I love that gym. It's a great gym.
11 out of 10.
3 out of 3 men recommend the Rack Athletic
No,
Performance
we
Center.
don't because we don't want to fill up with folk.
Actually, we don't. Don't fucking go there.
Don't go there.
Go fuck yourselves. If you're thinking about Jordan.
I heard there's a lot of gays that go there, so you don't want to go there, okay?
No, now people will go there to pick up people.
Oh,
No,
God.
the gays will flock
Yeah.
there.
Wait.
Oh my god, it's a gay
Wait.
gym?
Wait. Just don't go there. Everyone's got the COVID.
They got the herp.
They got the clap. Somebody has genital lice.
And they give it to literally
And it
everyone
is
who
on
goes
all the machines.
They have genital warts.
Ooh, wouldn't that be sucky? Get genital warts.
there. Can you imagine how embarrassing that lawsuit would be?
There are genital warts on the weight benches.
I'm pretty sure that's not covered by their,
Ooh.
like,
That's not.
indemnification
Yeah, I was
clause.
Yeah, indemnified.
I'm pretty sure the clap is not included in that.
You know the clap isn't that bad. I heard allegedly, it's
But
not
wouldn't you
that
be
bad.
pissed off if you got it somehow from gym equipment?
There would be no way it could happen unless you were like rubbing your gooch on the bench and doing all sorts
I'm
of
just
weird
saying,
shit.
hypothetically.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever fornicated at a gym establishment?
Yes.
You have?
You
Yes.
have.
Yes.
What gym?
What gym? I want
It wasn't it was the campus gym.
the campus gym in grad school.
Yeah.
With a dude or a chick?
Dude.
Oh.
With a dude.
Oh, is it somebody I know?
Yes. It is. That's how far we go back. But yeah, it was in the not the employee. What's it? The faculty locker room.
Faculty locker room.
Yeah.
That's some pretty gay stuff, Mike. That's some pretty like textbook gay. You're at the school gym in the locker room type stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I'm just
that's
wondering
pretty
where
ideal.
you get these gay stereotypes from.
Well, I don't know. You just absorb things over the years.
Oh, okay.
You know,
And then sprinkle in little pieces of your existence for context.
very little
Uh-huh.
on that, Kurt. On
Okay.
that, you know, I've gotten into fights in locker rooms.
Yeah.
In high school. You know, I've never been a big fan of old men at LA Fitness walking around in that locker room with, you know...
They're hilarious.
They are sexual predators. They are basically trying to rape you.
With their eyes.
There's no consent that, hey, you want to see my butthole, youngster?
I don't think they just don't give a fuck. They're like,
Yeah,
Maybe that's true.
they'll just
Yeah,
like
that's
take their
true.
hairdryer and like just start drying
Well,
their
like,
junk.
Who does that? Who uses a hairdryer to dry their balls?
I will when I'm 75.
No, why?
Because I
Why?
can.
That's just-
I can get away with it.
That's just weird.
Because I'm old.
It's just one swipe of a towel and you're dry.
But why?
That's because their
This is
balls
so much
have
better.
dropped, and it's like they're like hanging down this far,
I don't
and so
want to imagine
that's
that.
their prowess is like betwixt their legs
Lord.
now, and it's
Lord have mercy.
I mean for reals.
My God, only a freshman.
Oh my god. Herschel Walker.
Apparently, the representative from Georgia, Miss Green Taylor, or whatever her
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
was voted off
Her committee.
her committees.
You know what she said?
Sashay away.
She said,
Yeah.
that would be a waste of my time anyway.
Well, she called them something as well, as I read
Like
it.
Imbecile Democrats or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
So I mean, she's sticking to her guns.
Yeah. Good for her.
Good for her.
If you, I mean, look, if at least she has a ship to sink with. You know.
Well, what if she represents the good people of Dalton? What if that's how they feel as well? You saying that a meteor should hit Dalton and take all those people out?
Well, where would we get our flooring?
That's a good goddamn question. That's a good question. I
See?
never thought of that.
That's
So they're kind of getting away with it because they've almost got us by the balls.
Yeah, we're too important. We're
They got us-
Dalton, Georgia.
It's like,
No, I
look,
don't think
if
so.
it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be getting your rugs.
Well, you know, Warren Buffett.
Therefore, having dishes.
For what I remember, I think Warren Buffett's a liberal, so
What does that mean?
he owns Shaw Carpet.
And that's in Dalton.
Yeah, Berkshire Hathaway.
And so, guess what? Warren Buffett's really in charge here.
Yeah.
You know, I really like Warren Buffett a lot. I've watched a lot about Warren Buffett, and I've studied Warren Buffett, and that really is someone that you want to pattern yourself after. You know, he's got certain attributes that make him as great as he is. Like, his intelligence, most people don't have. Almost probably nobody.
Right.
I mean, he didn't just work hard and become that way, but he uses what he has a lot of and really maximizes everything else. And he's still, from what I understand, a pretty regular guy. As regular as Warren Buffett could be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He really is.
Not too detached from reality.
No, he lives in the same house that he bought in like the 60s.
Good for him.
Drives like a used Cadillac.
That's right. I remember hearing something like that.
Goes to McDonald's and
yeah.
you
I mean,
know.
if I was stupid rich, I would still eat at McDonald's sometimes too.
But he doesn't have all this unnecessary shit that I feel like a lot of people get. If I was rich, I wouldn't want a huge mansion.
Right.
You know, that's never... some people, they're like, I want a mansion. That's like a goal of theirs. A mansion.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want a mansion for? Like, that's...
Convenience?
It's not... There's nothing convenient about it. It takes more work to maintain a mansion.
Yeah, but...
Those are people that like to cut corners.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, they buy the mansion and they can't afford it.
Oh, right.
You know? Because they don't realize all the upkeep that goes with it. And those are the same kind of people that like to cut corners.
Okay.
So, that's what we just came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Do you agree with it?
Sure.
Okay. So if you, Gary, do you agree with it?
Agree with what?
If you want a mansion, then you want something that, without realizing everything that goes along with it, and you're the type of person that probably also cuts corners and doesn't like to put in hard work for a long time.
If you own a mansion, and depending on how big this mansion is, you should be able to have enough staff to maintain it.
Yeah, when you're talking about a mansion,
he says with a mop in his hand.
When you have a mansion, it's not, you can't, all your bills are going to be more, everything's going to be more, or you're just going to have this broke ass mansion.
Well, like, how rich do you think these people have?
Well, this goes not like to mansions, but like we're talking about like regular houses.
Okay,
like people that have nice houses, just normal, below $600,000, $700,000.
Okay.
Some people do still live out of their means.
Yeah.
And they want to chase this thing and just fortify what you got. You can make a good 3-bedroom house, the coolest fucking house ever.
Right.
You just got to know what to do.
Right.
And if you're truly, truly rich, then you can have whatever the fuck you want. What's his name? The Tesla guy, Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he's got the money. But he's the type of person that he's not going to do that because he's not an idiot. I'm sure he's got real cool shit, but like he would never do something that was personally unsustainable. Probably, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, that would be hard for it to happen.
Or he knows the work that would go along with it.
Sure. I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been a part of startups and.
Yeah, PayPal was how he, I think, got onto the scene. Really, he was part of PayPal. His parents are rich, though.
Yeah. And from South Africa.
Yeah, so.
I think when I was reading his, when I was reading his Wikipedia page one time.
Whose?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, and it said like Elon Musk is a South African American, and I was like, oh, that's weird to see.
A South African American. Well, I know someone else that could be a South African American.
I know a few too. Yeah.
Someone born in South Africa that still has, Andrea still has South African citizenship. That's where she was born.
Really?
Yeah.
She's South African by birth.
But her family wasn't from there. They just happened to
be there at the time?
Her dad was working for the mines or some shit.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. But still a citizen.
Yeah.
With Oscar Pistorius.
Oh my god, is that the only person?
Charlize Theron in South Africa.
Is that the only
She speaks Afrikaans too. I know this has been said on the podcast before, and you know what I just remembered?
What did you just remember?
I haven't been recording any of this. Fuck. It's only been Twitch.
It'll be alright.
Well, Twitch had to be at a certain time, you said.
Yeah, you're right.
So this is...
Charlize Theron's mom killed her dad because her dad was a serial wife abuser, very abusive to both the girls.
Oh.
And one time, Charlize's mom is like, that's it. Shot his ass when he acted up, killed him as he should have been. Because we're not talking light spousal abuse. We're talking South African in the bush spousal abuse.
Bush. Okay.
That's another level.
Would that be like the equivalent of country here? Some good old countries.
You know, my grandma she would go to the Switch.
Yeah.
But rarely would she use it.
I had never heard of that term until I came here.
Hold on a minute. Hold that thought.
I was like, why is that not a stick?
A switch is just a fucking branch of a small tree, really.
I know.
Or a
why
bush.
Why are you going to call it something different? It's still a stick or a branch.
It's a little
branch. Why are you going to call it a switch?
It's a little branch.
That's what I never understood, because the switch is
so I have fond memories at the age of 6, emerging from the woods where the train tracks were, walking up the street toward my house, and my grandma be walking toward me in the middle of the road holding a switch because she knew I went to the train tracks where I was not allowed to go. Because there was some risky business down at the train tracks. I once saw a kid throw a cinder block in front of an oncoming train, like in the way. The train stopped and everything. These kids were some bad kids, okay? The train used to scare the shit out of me. Because we would have to, like, hide. We'd have to jump on, like, a fucking embankment to hide from the train when it came. I mean, it was crazy.
That's pretty funny.
And trains kill people.
They do.
That's
Plitt. That is risky business.
You know Greg Plitt?
No.
The fitness guy?
No.
Gary, look up Greg Plitt. He was like a special forces guy that became a huge fitness person on like bodybuilding.com and all this shit.
Greg Plitt?
Yeah. Or Plitt. He got ran over by a goddamn train.
Jesus.
Okay?
How did that
happen? How does a capable man he was acting a fool next to a train. He was like running alongside the train, and I don't know, did he fucking trip? He's running and he trips and he falls in front of the train. Like, how unlucky do you have to be? But that's got to be, or was he trying to like, God knows he wasn't trying to jump over the tracks when the train was coming.
Where was this?
I'm on Burbank, California. January 17th, 2015.
Jesus.
He was running between the rails.
And did he not hear the train come?
Oh, he must not. He must have been wearing like headphones.
What a dumb motherfucker. I hope that's not what happened.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I could imagine.
Oh my
I'd be the motherfucker to get hit. I guarantee it.
What a bummer.
The entire incident
it's on film.
Resulting in his death was recorded by an onboard event recorder camera mounted in the cab of the lead locomotive.
And
after examining the video, police reportedly told TMZ Plitt may have been trying to outrace the train when it approached for a video he was shooting.
Oh no!
He was shortly knocked off the tracks and out of frame. He may have believed the train was coming up behind him on a parallel track, not the one he was on.
Who knows?
Videos were self-produced energy drink commercial. He was being a dumbass.
Oh no!
Don't fuck with trains.
Don't fuck with.
You don't think I can outrun that train?
Oh my God! She is dumb.
Don't try to run from the goddamn train. You know, those kids I grew up with, they were all in prison, for sure.
Oh man.
No doubt. All of them.
Some of them just didn't have the right type of home, I guess.
They really didn't. They just, like, I saw a 9-year-old try to fight a grown-ass man one time. Like,
He's learning from the streets.
He sure was, but they didn't need to be that way.
I know.
They weren't even the streets. I don't even consider them the streets, but I guess any neighborhood can be the streets.
Can you imagine if that happened to you?
Yeah.
Some fucking 9-year-old comes up and wants to fight.
He's like, the guy was like, "Don't walk through my yard anymore," and he's like,
"I will drop kick you."
He's like, "We'll walk through whatever motherfucking yard we want," and then, I'm standing there watching, just flabbergasted. You know, because I don't remember explicitly being taught about talking to people, but I know that it was natural.
That doesn't seem
right. Right. Something was not jiving. So, and was it like that in your neighborhood?
The kids weren't that bad.
Well, you lived in a pussy neighborhood. And I moved to a pussy neighborhood.
Look, I went to public school, okay?
When I moved, it was, the woods are great for children to have. The children need the woods. There's so much you can do, reenact, war and, shoot each other with varying BB and airsoft guns. And, you learn how to get out of prisoner situations and set ambushes.
Battle tactics.
We just have so much fun. The best guns to shoot at each other, and kids, if you're listening, just turn it off now, and I'll wait, is the Daisy Red Ryder BB guns, because they were like $25. They were super cheap. They had a good feet per second speed on them, so it wouldn't like hurt you too bad if it shot you.
Yep.
The only thing you had to be, and they were real sturdy. Like airsoft guns were very fragile. If you drop an airsoft gun, it's gonna break. You drop a fucking Buck or a Red Ryder BB gun, this shit's gonna be fine. And so you just had to always protect your eyes. So I got shot in the eye one time.
Oh no!
And I thought I was gonna go blind.
Oh no!
So after that,
you wear glasses.
Exactly. Because, I would have an airsoft gun because mine was, a real nice one. But I would give the neighborhood kids the BB gun. Sometimes I would use a BB gun. Mm-hmm. We had a foxhole dug in my backyard that I dug when I was about probably 8 and 9 years old. It was like the size of that couch.
Wow.
And we would... So I had a pretty big open backyard, so you'd have to charge the foxhole, and there was like a tree to hide behind. We shot out like the fucking windows of... I don't know how we didn't shoot out the windows of my house, because it's the back of my house in the backyard, and there's like a tree right in front of the back of the house, a pecan tree that you could hide behind. We would put like obstacles in the middle of the yard, like a paintball course kind of. But I would sit back there and just kill people, It really was impossible to charge the hole. But we played in the woods a lot as well.
We didn't have woods.
Well,
we had parks and backyards that were not that big, like the size of my backyard here.
You could have a good airsoft war out there.
Oh, we did, yeah. Well, my brother did. I didn't play airsoft, but he did. But
you missed out.
Yeah, I was like, paintball was a bigger thing, but like paintball was more expensive.
You couldn't play paintball in people's backyards.
That too.
That's the big problem.
Yeah.
I once got shot point blank with this really powerful sniper rifle in the neighborhood because we were playing at night.
Yeah.
I think the motherfucking plastic BB went in me and came out. Like, it took a chunk of my arm off. I took that shit straight to the arm. Like, I turned a corner and he turned a corner and he shot me and
felt like a bayonet, I bet.
It fucking sucked. But, that's war.
That's war.
That's war.
War in Hall County.
I didn't grow up in Hall County.
No, right. Jackson
Don't
County.
call us Hall County.
Oh, okay.
Jackson County's pretty bad, let's be real.
I'm excited to go to a bar in Jackson County.
Well, I don't know that there are. Are there any bars in Jackson County?
I would assume. How's there going to be a county in Georgia?
I don't know that I want to go to a bar in Jackson County. I don't want to.
Is that too close to home, literally? You didn't see somebody you know?
No, for sure I would. Let my beard grow back and shit first.
Oh, okay. So people don't make fun of you.
Well, no, just so I'm not looking like a scraggly old bastard.
I'm just giving you shit.
I kind of look like a scraggly old bastard right now. But that's going to change.
Yeah. I think you look fine. Don't overthink it.
Well. we're moving on to a new segment on the show called Traveling with Mike Marini.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
I hate this segment already.
You hate the segment?
I'm just kidding.
All right, hold on one second. All these people, they think, I'm going to have to delete Facebook Messenger.
You just gotta block some folks.
This one guy, he's messaged me like 9 times today. Hey, how are you? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah.
He's smitten.
I live here. You live here. It only is 4 hours away. He's already setting it up in his head and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a male thing to do.
Yeah, to be that aggressive to the point of desperate.
Yeah.
So he'd been new, but he still wants to be friends. That's the slow play.
Yeah. He's gonna wait it out.
He's gonna wait it out. He's gonna say if this friendship with this guy Mike doesn't work out, then I'll slide on.
It's like, dude, even if.
Let me see who it is. What's his name?
No, we're not gonna do all that, Gary.
I just want to see.
I want to read out his name.
Confidentiality.
I don't want you to read it out. Just show it to me on your phone.
You don't have to show him his hole.
But that's
gross.
That is breaking confidentiality for this person.
Oh,
there's no confidentiality.
So you have respect for him. You just.
I have respect for the concept, and I'm certainly not leading him on.
Good.
By the fact that I haven't answered the last 12 messages.
Oh my god.
But you exist, and you have friends with gay people.
You're not gay. You have so many gay friends on Facebook. Bitch, I didn't do that.
I was just being nice.
They came to me.
I know. I was like, kind of did a little discovery today on all your gay friends on Facebook, and I was like, because I went to your friend list,
yeah,
and to see how many was suggested, and you can tell which ones are gay by the number of mutual friends that I have with them. Of
course,
yep.
There are so many of them. There aren't even friends with me or Mike that are now friends with you,
Gary.
We've got like they're tertiary.
They're connected. Gary, I don't want to be in it anymore. It's not worth it. I don't think it's going to turn out to, even if I'm 1 for 150 conversion rate to someone that wants a coach.
Yeah.
It's still, I don't know if that's worth it.
I mean, it's okay. They're not going to like do anything.
No, but
they're all harmless.
No, they are harmless. It's just like, I don't know these people is the big thing, and I don't want to keep reading their shit on Facebook.
So unfollow them.
I am, but it takes a long time when there are hundreds of them that are there now.
Well, you should have thought about that before you just spam accepted.
Well, they spam sent them to me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fair
and
enough.
and there are some I don't accept. If we have 0 mutual friends and your profile pic is some Islamic writing, I'm probably not going to accept you. I'm sorry.
Same, girl, same.
And there's a lot of people in South America and Central America, and we have 0 friends. And I'm sorry. Like, I might accept 1 out of 5.
Can you give me a drink?
What you want?
Whatever.
You want alcoholic drink? Or, like...
Trying to get huge.
Just a drink.
Just a drink.
Like a Diet Coke?
Sure.
Okay.
A Mountain Dew.
You don't want any alcoholic beverage?
Not yet.
Not yet. What are you waiting on?
Fine. Can you put some vodka in a whatever that is?
He wants a
Mountain
Bacardi
Dew?
and cola.
I want a Diet Mountain Dew and vodka.
Bacardi and cola. I'm looking huge in a fat way.
Cool.
I might be getting a little fat, or I might be getting a little jacked. What are you looking like, Order? What is your bench looking like? Must be eating a lot of ass. I've been eating a lot of candy lately. I'll tell you that much.
And ass.
Not as much ass as I would like to be eating.
Because of COVID?
Definitely.
Has COVID affected that how you're performing in that department?
285, ho. You're 285? What? I want to know what your 285 looks like. Who is Order? Do we know this person on Instagram?
No, but Remember he goes to Southern Alabama?
Order, what do you look like on it? What do you look like? Because I'm about 265 right now. And if you think I look fat and you're 285, you better look like fucking Ronnie Coleman.
Don't let him live rent free in your mind, in your brain.
He's gonna look. I hope you look like Ronnie Coleman. I really do. I'll be excited. I'll be happy for you.
Why I say 5'11", 220? Oh,
285. That is a bullshit bench.
Oh no!
I benched more than that in high school.
Oh no! Bam, 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 bam. Poverty bench.
I got to 315 right when I turned 19, but I was still in high school.
I was not.
Do you know what I am perplexed about?
What are you perplexed about?
Why Sean brought us heart-shaped donuts.
Because that's the special.
Because they was free.
No, they were not free. Those were expensive. Those are the premium ones.
Oh, this is
I'm also
delightful.
not a huge slut either. I'm not either.
We know someone who's less slutty than you, though, because he is, and I quote, voluntarily a virgin.
Who? Who's voluntary virgin?
A person that I can't say, but we both know who it is.
Do we need to put my new logo in there, you think?
Oh, yeah.
For next week's
episode.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike, Traveling with Mike, a new segment on the show where Mike, who is a seasoned traveler, for those that don't know, was in the Peace Corps for 2 years. He's fluent in the Spanish language.
Speaking of Spanish.
Once got a blowy at a strip club in Nicaragua at no cost to him. So obviously the man's got something going on. Let's talk tonight, Mike, about the capital of Nicaragua, Managua,
all right,
versus the capital of Chile. Haven't you been there?
Yes, I've been to both.
What's the capital of Chile?
Santiago.
Santiago.
Yep.
Okay, so talk to us about, the viewers wanted to know about some of the differences.
They did. Yeah, I saw those emails that came in to our box that was asking specifically about those two places. So if you went to Santiago now, if someone were to, like, I don't know, blindfold you and spin a globe and drop you somewhere, and you ended up in Santiago when you took the blindfold off, you wouldn't know that you weren't in America.
Really?
Yeah, by and large, like, because the way it's developed. I mean, I guess there's parts of it that are a little, like less dirty, or a little, dirtier than the average street.
Is it a clean city overall?
But very much a clean city.
That's what I thought about Dallas, Texas, the first time I went.
Yeah.
Cleaner than Atlanta.
Yeah. And like the nice places, like there's a lot of wealth there. So,
in Chile.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Chile or Chile?
The proper pronunciation is Chile.
Chile.
Yeah.
Chile.
But I don't know. You just however you want.
Is that the same way you would say Chile powder?
Or I would say chili powder, but
okay. But
I think if it's spelled Chile, it's Chile.
Chile.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And Managua, how would you describe Managua? Same situation. You've been blindfolded. Your family's been killed. You're in Managua.
You're airdropped to an undisclosed location, and you end up on the streets of Managua. What do you see?
Winder, Georgia.
It's kind of like it's kind of like if a bunch of small towns in America were just kind of like cobbled together, and then just like put into one place.
Really?
Like next to each other, yeah.
They have cobblestone roads?
The nice ones are, yeah. I mean, there's going to be paved roads on major roads, but like a lot of the roads are going to be, cobblestone or dirt. And, like most of the buildings are one story, and they have roofs that are like made of tin, like corrugated zinc.
Yeah.
And they don't go the walls don't go all the way to the ceiling.
Yeah.
So, like, air could get in and out, and also, like, bats, because I had bats that lived in my house, and that's very typical for
How did you feel about the bats?
I knew they didn't want anything to do with me.
Did you ever want to become Batman?
No. Don't think I ever did.
Okay.
But, yeah. But they all speak Spanish in both of those. It's kind of interesting, like, to view it, like, through the lens of colonialism, that all these different places speak the same language, and one is super, super rich, and one is super, super poor. So,
why is Chile more rich than Nicaragua? Who settled both?
Oh, I don't know. Back in the day, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there was hundreds of years of difference. But, if you're, sorry, not who discovered, but who settled? Like, which...
Were they both...
No, so Chile was largely... Like, in the north there may have been some Inca, but, like, it's largely, like, Mapuche is a type of Indian. And then the other one are these mestizo Indians of a bunch of different tribes that I don't remember in Nicaragua. And then the Spaniards came, obviously.
Who else is in those places? A lot of Europeans and one or the other?
In South America, yeah. I think there are. I see what you're driving at. Yeah, there's a lot more Europeans there. It's not as, I think, profound as a place like Buenos Aires, but that's probably just because it's close to Europe.
Right.
So yeah, there's a very big European influence.
There's not a lot of white people that live in Managua.
There are, but they're
Are they weirdos?
no, they're just lighter than everybody else. But yeah, I mean, usually I would say the majority of the people there are mixed race.
A lot of Indian, native.
Yeah.
Yeah. People, did you meet a lot of white people that lived, were from the United States or from other parts of the world where they're white and where they had moved to Nicaragua? Did you meet a lot of those people?
A few, yeah, but none of them... Okay, no, I met, like, one that just sort of did it on their own.
Yeah.
And, like, ended up taking over this whole city, more or less. Like, he owns all the big utility distribution things in one town. So, like, your light bill, your cable bill, your all the bills, like,
right.
Him. So, but the other ones worked for the Foreign Service. So they're, like, they were diplomats in some capacity. At least in Nicaragua. I know that happens a lot more in other countries where the infrastructure is better built out so people can live comfortably.
Yeah.
Like Costa Rica or Panama. There's definitely more expats. People like retire there.
It's 'cause you can.
Yeah. Not so much in Chile.
Not in Chile?
Not so much, no. Just because it is more expensive there. And there's not as much of the, like, tropical... whatever.
What is the climate there?
In Chile, it's a very long country, as you know. So
where's like the climate where the capital is?
It's a lot like where I grew up in California. It's very much like that.
A lot of people want to live there.
Yeah, I guess, but it's a big city, right? And it's expensive to live there. It's like basically moving to the New York City of South America, or at least to Chicago.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What would be the Atlanta of South America?
Oh, I don't know. Probably somewhere in Brazil.
Did you see that SNL skit, The Blue State in Georgia?
I saw like half of it.
Oh my god.
It got shared on my family group chat.
Fucking hilarious. It's so funny. All right. I think that's pretty much covers it.
Okay.
Thank you
for this segment.
For this knowledge.
Yeah.
That segment was brought to you by Mike's preferred travel discount website called
Google.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes.
Back to you, Gladys.
Gladys. Oh my gosh, the dogs are losing it. Absolutely losing it. I want to lift with you guys. Where would you suppose we do that? Mr. Order.
Well, if you can't at least bench 315, you can't lift with us. I'll just tell you that right now. If you don't even, Gary's right at 315. That's why he can lift with us. You said you're at 285. So you can't change it now. I don't unless you send me
I can deadlift 515.
I don't care.
I think
how much you can deadlift.
I think the average 7th grade girl can do that.
That's a pathetic deadlift. That's weak sauce. But you can't even bench 315. If you can't bench 315, you sure as hell can't train with us. We'll be doing
strength shaming.
We'll be doing speed day, and we don't have time to switch the shit out. For you. So get your max up. Do what you got to do. Get to 315, and then maybe we can arrange something.
We'll hang. We'll eat Krispy Kremes.
We got 24,
which I blame on Long Yen. Because he was reckless in posting the macro count for a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts.
So he
talked about housing an entire dozen, and
me and Jose used to do that once a week on a Sunday. I think we probably share a dozen. So we'd go get our Chipotle and then we'd get our donuts. But I ate pretty clean back then. And I'm a fat bastard.
I know you put on quite a bit.
Where the other meathead that was on this podcast? Isn't that? I think that's Michael. I think they're talking about Michael. Y'all roasting. We're taking all challengers. The other meathead. Tomorrow is his birthday. Michael is turning 30 years old tomorrow.
No way.
Yes.
He's 30.
He's 30.
Look at that.
And if he were here, he'd be getting a roasting too. But he's not.
That's a man that can take a punch.
Order. You shamed yourself. How old are you guys? How old are you, Alex? Alex 06?
I think 06 is the year he was born. Did Sean have to find the tightest shirt in the closet?
Look, this is a 2X.
I was noticing how baggy my shirt was. But the brand, Carhartt, is not supposed to make tight shirts.
I bet I would look good in a 2X Carhartt. It fit me good. Because they're a little longer.
Yeah. You think? I've got one somewhere. I don't know about you, but I think he's feeling 22.
I remember when I was 22.
How did you feel?
Ignorant.
I was painfully aware of my own ignorance.
No, I wasn't, but I am now. I used to be ignorant.
I still am, but I used to too.
I'm just more aware of it now.
I stay being ignorant.
Ignorant, as they call it in the ATO.
Ignorant. Yep. I have 2X Carhartt around here somewhere, and I got it, and I was like swimming in it.
Well,
this is a very
might not have the necessary equipment.
Maybe not.
Mine are not as big as they once were.
Patented.
But I'm gonna get them big again. I might have to. I've been slacking.
We never do arms.
I've been slacking on biceps.
Yeah, we never do arms.
Well, it's because the fucking gym closes at 7 p.m. It takes me an hour to get going.
Then get up earlier.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to get in earlier.
I do. Yeah, I sometimes do.
And the problem is, I'm having to fight you the whole time because you're back talking.
Okay.
You're not used to extreme coaching methods.
No.
Where I become your conscience.
But then what happens when my conscience asks me a question?
Well, you need to share that with your conscience me. So we're on the same page.
A backseat lifter. How is it a backseat lifter if I'm the one lifting? How can I drive and be in the backseat at the same time?
You made it. The Gill has made it. Here for the Gill.
For Asgard.
For the Gill.
who grew a beard and didn't tell himself he was a Viking. And for that, I choose you.
If you think you're a Viking and you're watching this show or listening right now, I want you to do one thing. I want you to get your hand and ball your hand into a fist and punch yourself in the face as hard as you can. And say, after you do it, say, did I like that? If the answer is no, you're not a Viking. Okay?
They also drink their own urine.
They also shaved.
Hey!
Shonda's dick day. Warder, you're just mad you don't bench 315. We know what your problem is now. Cheers.
The Viking Bros.
Viking!
Unless I actually played for the Minnesota Vikings, I would not.
Yeah, Randy Moss is a Viking, okay?
You're damn right.
Is Brett Favre a Viking? I guess in 2009 he was. For that year.
Yeah.
He sucked the next year. His shoulder just died.
Yeah.
He couldn't even.
That thing was like pulled pork and super glue.
That was so crazy to see in one, because he got hurt again.
Yeah.
He was in 2008. He played for the Jets and he hurt his shoulder and it was pretty bad. And then in 2009 they go to the NFC Championship against the Saints, where he ends the game by throwing an interception, throwing across his body. But they were 13-3.
Oh, so the Gill is a Viking. So my whole reason to cheers you was, well, I guess those things were separate. One didn't cause the other. So sure, you're a Viking.
Have you seen
Go do Viking shit.
The Last Frontier on Netflix?
Mm-mm. I have not.
It's a great show. How did you two become friends? What is the origin story?
He's my coach.
I am his papa.
And so we hang out a lot.
I provide immersive coaching.
Yes.
Where I coach everything.
And watched you bench shirtless. Ha! Because you have a hard-on for him. That's why I order. Anyway, I needed a coach, and because I had a bodybuilding style coach before, and he was trying to help me with powerlifting, but I didn't know anything about technique. I just had a workout plan, and so I decided I needed a coach, and I saw something that he had posted, because I think I was already following some of his friends from the gym for whatever reason. I don't know how I would have, but they must have been on a suggested friend list because I followed powerlifters, and saw his thing, and I was like, fuck it. He offered a deal on a free trial, and so I tried it out.
Free trial.
And at first, I was working out at a gym down in Chambly, and he was up at one a half hour away, so I just worked out at my own gym. But eventually, I was like, okay, I need actual in-person coaching. So I went up there.
I decided that, actually.
Okay. Maybe there was that too. I don't remember. It was
because I wanted to give it.
Got it. Anyway, so, and then once I started going up there, it became more frequent, and we have hung out since.
Yeah. And then, I found out that Mike could squat.
Yeah.
That's really what got me. And it kept. And so we're going to squat 1,000 pounds, double ply in the next year. I'm calling it now.
Double ply.
1,000 pounds, double ply.
That's funny.
Get you back up to 305. It's time.
Okay. I got to get fat again?
Yes.
I hate getting fat. It's hard. It makes it suck to put on shoes.
Well, I couldn't get fat. I just don't eat enough. I eat just enough to stay at be in the 260s. I gotta up it.
Yeah. I was thinking that myself. That's why I've been so gun shy about weighing myself because I'm afraid it's going to be a lot lower than I'm expecting.
I mean, you're strong though.
I know, and that's not what worries me.
So that's good.
I know.
I feel the strongest I've ever felt. Really, maybe not, but like I know I will.
So I was thinking about this yesterday, and I was thinking about why workouts now never seem to be as tiring as they used to.
Yeah.
Or certain weights, and I'm like, is it because we're not doing the same amount as we used to, like the same amount of volume, or is it because those weights, I was doing those weights before, and they're just easier now? So
probably the volume.
You think?
It would depend. Like, what would be an exact example of what you're talking about?
I don't know, like just doing a few sets of like lat pull downs.
Okay.
At 145 pounds.
Right. So instead of doing 3 sets of 10, we're doing like 2 sets of 15.
Okay.
You know, we're doing a set of 15, and then we're doing like an AMRAP till our technique breaks down on lat pull downs.
Right.
Instead of doing volume, we're doing intensity, and we're doing higher reps.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working the muscle over working the movement. More sets is good for working the movement.
Yeah.
But you need time under tension and intensity to work the muscle.
Yeah.
So how do you like that answer?
It's pretty good. No, isn't it funny though how like at least psychologically you can do a few more reps if instead of focusing on contracting the muscle, you focus on the movement itself?
Yeah, because you recruit everything.
Yeah.
You get away from it being a true isolation. You can never really truly isolate anything, and you really don't want to. That could be really dangerous, I think.
Sure.
But, you know, you want to use as least of the other shit as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
And, you know, so, you know, there's like dumbbell rows, for example, on a bench. You could either work the movement or you can work the muscle. You can either work your lats and stretch it and go slow and not have a lot of body movement, and you're stretching, you're getting loose, and you're contracting hard,
right?
And you're going slow, and you're really feeling your lat. Or you could be doing fucking rows, you know, with it, and you know, you could build that up, and that'd be an example of an exercise that would be good to do. Occasionally both. Build it up, because it would be building your lat strength, and do it for reps to build your actual muscle.
Yeah.
You know, because you could probably get too good at dumbbell rows and potentially hurt yourself. That's why switching exercises is so important. Like, you're never going to do one exercise for a first week and probably get hurt, because you're not going to be strong enough at it to be able to hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you do an exercise for 3, 4, 5 weeks, you're probably gonna get strong. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Crop roast. And
that's always what has happened to me. You know, if I stick with an exercise too long, I wear down, and it just, you know, you get too strong at it and you hurt yourself.
I see that.
So it's, you know, it's why it's good to switch. But you also have to be able to find your weaknesses. So, like, my weaknesses is my upper back, because of my left shoulder. Mm. Like, when I failed on that bench press,
yep.
All the pressure went there. This is what failed, you know, and I felt like I was going to get hurt if I didn't release.
Oh, interesting.
So, you know, I have to strengthen all those muscles, but I have to strengthen my ability to be able to use all of them at one time, you know, and stay tight.
Yeah.
But you're still only as weak as your weakest link. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, even this side is smaller as well. You can't tell when I have a shirt on, but without, I can tell. So, you know, that's why working the muscles and the movement, and always varying your grips, always varying your angles, you know, varying your tempo. varying your intensity techniques.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do. And all conjugate means is you're constantly switching variables. And that's the way I've really always trained. I've always, went into the gym and trained very instinctively.
I totally understand what that means now.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have the same root, but then you add something different to it to conjugate like a verb.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's
right.
That's a cool name.
So
I never understood that.
Yeah, I never did either. Because we were ignorant.
We were ignorant. I just never looked it up.
But yeah, me too. And so I've always trained like that, and that's when I've always been most successful. But trying to, you have to teach that to someone you're coaching or teaching. But it's always the same. I've always done it the same way. Really, I've just never had such a developed thing out there already that there's a system specific for powerlifting.
Right.
I guess mine was more power building, because I always varied things and used the max effort method, or I used the repetition effort method, and I would use the dynamic method effort, but I would do it with like 315 or 405. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And doing it incorrectly. When these concepts they exist, but they're very specific. So I was on the right track, at least. And I knew that I couldn't bench more than 2 weeks in a row. And I knew that, if usually over 2 weeks, I would always tweak my shoulder. I really can't handle the volume, is what it
Interesting.
is. A normal person probably could.
Yeah.
But why even get close? You switch exercises, you won't have that problem.
Right.
And your body doesn't know what fucking exercises you're doing. Oh, he's doing the incline. Like, no. It just
depends on the level of activation of the muscle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on a max effort, you're working the movement.
Right.
For 1 rep max. Just like you do in a powerlifting meet. And that's... West Side is just the sports specific to powerlifting version of the conjugate method. You know what I'm saying? It's West Side specific. They also train a lot of athletes. A lot of track stars and all this type of shit. Because you can, instead of the goal being a power lifter and lifting maximal weight, you change the goal. Say you want to be as fast as you can when it comes to sprinting.
Right.
You could still use the same template, and you just change the variables around.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I think it's the best way to train, but you can't. You have to be able to. It's not for the type of person that just wants to look at the fucking chart and work out and not think while they're working out, or not push themselves, or not be as intense, because you have to be kind of intense.
Right.
And so you don't even have to have a training partner, I don't think.
Depends on how
motivated
you are.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could have done it without a training partner. I could get a spotter on a max effort day at a regular gym, and you don't need one for speed day.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Yep.
Does that answer your question?
I think so.
I don't remember what your fucking question was.
I don't even either, but it was very informative on talking about why we do a lot of what we do.
And I've always done them.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that there were already... These were the same... When I first researched West Side about 4 years ago when I started powerlifting, it did not resonate very much with me. I actually tried it. And it was just... it wasn't... I didn't really have a full grasp on what it was, I suppose. And, I wasn't as where I am now. But now it really resonates with me. Because before it was just like you did things and you just kind of figured out as you went along.
Right.
And,
yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't, the type of, there weren't like as many programs online, and there was just, following a program is really what fucked my shoulder up. It was too
You think
much.
so?
Yeah, I followed this program called. No, it was already fucked up. It was already torn, but it was so much more.
Someone under the bus.
It was so much more volume, heavy volume
Yeah.
that I normally was doing, and I was progressing strength-wise just fine, I thought.
Thanks.
And it really just was
Jay
too
Cutler.
much. It was the Diz Brow bench program,
I don't know.
and I was pretty fucking strong, but it was too much.
Yeah.
And I just think now, like, you're doing a lot of the same movements, and you're getting real strong at a whole bunch of shit. It's just too much.
Yeah.
So, where with, like, conjugate, you control the variables, and you should never get injured or overtrained. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can even split up the days, like we do that. And I explain to people that I coach, you can split up the days, because we have it written as, let's say, you're doing your dynamic effort bench, then you're doing a heavy compound pressing movement for strength, so about 5 reps, so that's a 5. And then you're going to be getting into your accessories, which are going to be, sets of probably 12 to 20 that are going to address your weaknesses. And that's going to include triceps, lats, shoulders, your entire upper body. And then, but we split it up.
Yeah.
We do back the next day.
Right.
And that's how I've always done it. Because to do all that shit for bench and then try to do back on the same day,
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
We'll probably be able to get there eventually. Because we'll get there eventually. Because we'll have to, if we want to keep progressing, you got to slowly increase your volume.
Right. Yeah.
And so we'll but that's down the road. Because we are, really still. We're implementing this in our own training, and we're still going to use a lot of the same, doing the actual competition exercise.
Yeah.
But we won't do it as much. But when we peak for meet, you do have to still get good at bench pressing.
I know.
You cannot ignore it.
I am not.
But you'll be able to practice it during the max effort work.
Right.
And the chance of injury is lower. And, the psychological effect. Because when you fail on a competition bench, it has a certain psychological effect.
Yeah.
It can mess you up pretty bad.
Yeah.
So now you're never going to fail on competition bench.
Okay.
So, and if you do fail, hopefully you're not so delusional where it fucking buries you. Like, no one doing this type of training it should do it if they're the kind of people that, they're picking weights 50 pounds over what's humanly possible, and they're just getting buried, because then you're not able to assess the weaknesses because you're just dying.
Yeah.
But if you're able,
Right.
you overshoot it by, say, 10 pounds or so or something like that, and you fight it, but you lose.
Yeah.
At least you see what the weakness is. Like, you feel what the weakness is
Right.
as well. So then you can analyze stuff and you change your accessory work to address those weaknesses. And that's pretty much it. It's as easy as that.
We had a few questions come in.
What all the questions?
So, your height and weight is requested, and then who wins in a one-on-one fight?
I don't like when people ask me my height and weight. Actually, I don't really care, but that's a very gay man move.
It is.
What's your height?
People just want to size you up.
I know.
How tough is this guy really?
I'm 6 feet tall.
What if he's only 5'4"?
265.
I
top
believe
of the
that-
line.
If you were 5'4", you'd hear a difference in your voice.
What are you?
Probably.
I'm 5 foot. What would I sound like? I'll sound like you a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Burn!
Who wins in a one-on-one? Thor versus Eddie. So Thor is he is an intense competitor.
Yeah.
I mean, he could finish the World's Strongest Man competition the year after winning it, after he tore his fucking Achilles or some shit on the first event. And he still finished top 4.
Wow.
He really got fucked up bad on the first event. So
I didn't know that.
He's a competitor, and he's already won it, and he's he might go back to it. You never know what he's going to do. He's still young, but I think he could probably fight. I wouldn't want to mess with him. He seems like a nice guy, though. Eddie Hall is more athletic than Thor. Actually, that's not even true, because Thor is really good at moving events, and Eddie Hall is really good at static events because he's so much shorter and more compact.
Yeah, but I also think that with
like fast twitch in a fight.
Yes, I think that having lost more weight though, so he'll be very explosive.
I think being fast twitch person.
Yeah.
Like I'm a pretty fat. Like I'm an explosive lifter when I'm at my best. I'm pretty. I'm pretty fast.
Yeah.
So I think Thor is. I think Eddie's. He was a good swimmer.
Yeah. And
he seems pretty fast twitch.
I think Eddie's a better athlete, if I had to guess.
Yeah, and
because yes, he's like tall, but like Thor's really tall, and tall can give you more success in a sport.
Now that Eddie's lost, but when they were both 400-something pounds, Thor was much better.
Oh, of course, because it's spread out over 4 more inches.
Well, it's more natural.
It's also more.
It wasn't natural for Eddie Hall to be
so huge. Yeah,
damn
I
big.
Get that. So I think in a fight, though, assuming they're both optimal shape or however you want to call that,
and it's going to be all about conditioning and boxing.
I think
as
so. Yeah,
someone that has,
I think Eddie will like get in Thor's grill a lot more, right? Yeah. Like I think he'll work the body more, and I don't know.
Oh, I know. I've got an idea. It's going to be good.
You're like, I've got my ass kicked in the ring. I know what I'm talking about.
I've entered the ring a time or two. Just one, actually.
At least the once.
At least the once. And we won't get into that. But I would do it again. It's a thrill. When you're doing one-on-one combat, it's a thrill. Yeah. It is for me at least. I like to compete, okay?
Yeah.
And that's why a good gym partner is important. Because, if you don't like to compete, then it just takes an aspect away there that can be there. Because there's many reasons why you're working out together, but it's just another one if there's a competitive nature. But it can be a very effective one. Psychologically more than anything. Because, you might do something that you otherwise might not do.
Yeah.
But, you have to want each other to be better. And if you don't, then it's not going to work. So you're probably not going to be sabotaging each other. Though I think you've probably done it to me a time or two.
You think I have?
I already know.
Sabotaging you? What do you mean? That was going to say. So who before we were working out, who was your training partner? Who did you work out with? Who pushed you?
Myself.
Oh.
I didn't work out with anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Not with like Zach or
any
of those guys?
By myself. I like working out by myself.
Sacrament?
Nope. He couldn't cut it.
Oh.
He couldn't cut it. That one had to... They die. He died. You have to cut some of the wolves off of the pack that cannot keep up.
Cull them from the herd.
And
only the strong survive.
When you're too cool for box squats, you're too cool for me. Okay?
I mean, I know you hired him, but I didn't know that you guys trained together.
We didn't. I think he got in pretty good shape when we were working together.
Mm.
I was impressed. I have no hard. I'm glad. I think he learned maybe try to organize workouts and stuff like that. And the importance of accessory work. And it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Good.
Eddie Hall versus Thor. I'm gonna say Eddie Hall as well.
He also has one of those faces that can take a punch.
Idiot.
Yeah. Eddie.
I need more in my
beverage. And you didn't have a garçon to get you one like I did.
Damn it.
Garçon! Gary! What is he doing? Beverage, please. Meatloaf!
No.
Beverage, please.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, no!
We'll get to those questions when I return.
Okay.
And my booty shorts.
Oh,
Booty shorts.
I'm going to sit here and do hand dancing. Weirdo.
Yeah, are you playing this game? Are you coming to SWAT tomorrow? Yeah. Good.
Man, the Gil, your tattoos are looking super good. Those are sweet looking tattoos.
Are we doing the box of squats? I'm not sure yet if we're going to do the box or not.
What do you guys think of Brandon Allen? I don't know what's the thing about Brandon Allen. He's a really strong guy. He definitely puts himself out there. He seems to be pretty successful. I don't know what you want. What about Brandon Allen? Fill in the tribal area and make them solid without patterns. Nice. That looked really good. Why the fuck am I so hungry? Probably because you came back from the gym, right? I always get super hungry at night after I've gone to the gym. What do you guys think of Brandon Allen?
I have returned.
Oh, good.
With them all drinking donuts.
Oh, I wish I had a donut. I may have to go grab some too. Actually, I think I might. While you answer the question of what do we think about Brandon Allen?
I think he's great. Right? Is that what we think? He's great?
Yeah. That's a very short answer.
Seems good to me.
Okay. Yes. I'm wearing them out. Donut time. Dude, I just ate. Well, then sounds like what you ate wasn't enough.
Donut
Gil.
time. Donut time. Donuts.
It's donut time in the city.
Brought to you by Krispy Kreme.
But not Shaq's Krispy Kreme.
Looks like an old bank. Like an old pharmacy.
Out there on Pleasant Hill.
And they... No.
No?
The Shacks
Oh.
is on, like, Moreland, right?
Sorry, I was talking about where you went.
I went to Pleasant Hill. They were quite cheery, to be honest with you.
Cheery? the flavor and mouth sensation of eating a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's good.
It's really unparalleled.
A Boston cream.
We don't have that.
I already ate them. Should have a pretty carved up for tomorrow's max effort lower body.
Good.
Brought to you by Krispy Kreme.
Good gravy.
What if you had commentators that commentated someone's workout, like a max effort day, and there was like commentators, and they were like, it was like a comedy. All right, what's he gonna do? You know, it would just be fun narrating that.
Wait, could we hear it, or is it for an audience? Is this like a TV show?
It would probably be like a TV show.
Okay, it's not like there's an announcer in the building with you.
No, but those people are there watching.
Oh,
that are commentating.
Got it.
Like off to the side in a booth. You know. Who is your favorite?
Jim Surveillance and commentate over it.
Interesting. Took me a while to read that.
I bet people do that already.
I'm sure they do. There's a lot of weirdos.
Look at this
there.
jack off. Doing a leg press like that.
There's a lot of weirdos out there. I think it would be great to own a gym one day.
Yeah.
You know, but it would only be at you know, my expectation minimally, and I'd have to be prepared for it, would be that gym would be used only for, you know, I wouldn't make any money off of it.
Yeah. It basically just paid for itself.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you're
in
right.
a perfect world.
Right.
I'd be lucky if that even happened. That's a best case scenario, right?
In Colorado. I like Colorado.
Well, I think I would like Colorado. I couldn't be a Broncos fan, though, I don't think.
No, I would ask you to. That's the thing about moving away, is you can still cheer for your old team.
With the Patriots via Georgia.
Come on, young spicy mom.
I'd be a young spicy mom. I would definitely be more of a Falcons fan, like somewhere else.
Really?
But I am always a Falcons supporter. I really am. You know, I like when the Falcons
them to do well.
I like when the Falcons do well.
Yeah.
You know, I have always, you know, when they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, I was a bit torn. But, you know, I accepted after the first half that the Patriots had lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, they were getting the dogs. And I was like, man, the Falcons, how impressive. Good for them.
Yeah.
But God damn it,
The
Tommy Brady.
Second half. Yeah.
Tommy motherfucker. And the Patriots defense.
Julian Edelman catch.
The Patriots defense, the Falcons' ineptness to make decisions at the end of a game.
To run the ball in the third quarter.
Fumbling it. Matt Ryan.
Where were you when you watched that?
The first half of the game, I was in my basement off Bethesda.
Thanks, Mom.
I was, you know, and I had like a man cave down there. That's why I bought all those Sports Illustrateds for the man cave.
Oh, you had frames.
And I was really trying to be too quick in my life. Like, I really went to the stage where I could afford a man cave, to be honest with you. But I tried, and you know, yeah. But our power went out at halftime.
Oh.
The whole neighborhood. So we had to go to this bar. This where all the alcoholics went that were Falcons fans. And it was like a 55 up bar. You know. And I go in there wearing a Tom Brady jersey. And got to finish the game there. And, you know, I enjoyed it, actually. It was a good place to watch it because they were talking shit. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, you know what? You're right. And then what happens? The Patriots
There's no way. There's no better feeling than when you've already gotten like numb to the fact that the other that your team is going to lose, and then they come back and win. You're like, everything's Gucci. I didn't expect them to win in the first place, and then they did.
No, I was like, where y'all at? You know, where today I would have been much more obnoxious about it, but
oh yeah,
everyone, you know, they shut the fuck up because Tommy Brady.
Tommy fucking Brady.
Tommy Brady. He's been doing it since 2002.
Yeah, Bay Area native. Just gonna throw that in there.
And luckily, I got to see the Falcons and the Buccaneers play.
Yeah.
When they say the Buccaneers season turned around. When they beat the dog shit out of the Falcons.
Tommy Brady bunch.
Like, that team circa 2010 is the best team of all time.
You think so?
Oh, my God. Yes. And Ndamukong Suh, you know, all those players. But they got a lot of good young players on Tampa. Those linebackers, I mean, they got a lot of good young players. Yeah, they got old half-hand Jason Pierre-Paul out there still playing well.
Yeah.
And Ndamukong Suh's a tank. I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, probably.
You think?
Maybe. Probably not first
He was
ballot.
on the Lions for a long time, right?
Yeah. Drafted by the Lions, number 2 overall.
Behind?
Sam Bradford.
Oh.
And
Out of Oklahoma?
And right before Gerald McCoy.
Oh.
To Tampa. So 10 years plus years later, Gerald McCoy blew out his quad last year in the beginning of the season for the Cowboys. And Ndamukong Suh's playing for the Buccaneers, and he's going to a Super Bowl finally. He also played for the Rams in the Super Bowl against the Patriots.
Oh.
So, but he's a good player. He definitely stands out. Who do I think is going to win the game?
I'm glad you asked. You said self? Who will win?
You know, Patrick Mahomes really is something else. This is going to be a great game on Sunday. I'm so excited for it. I'm going to go to Drake's house to watch it because we always watch the Super Bowl together when we can.
That's a sweet tradition. That's so wholesome.
And so Patrick Mahomes is already one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And he's playing against the resumed best quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
He might be the most talented, Patrick Mahomes. Like, his skill level is very amazing.
It's kind of interesting, though, now that you bring up.
And the first year he was in the league, he was actually on the bench behind Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Because remember the other day when I was talking about him?
Yeah.
And I forgot about his rookie season, he was on the bench. So, ever since he was a starter,
yeah,
AFC Championship, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Don't you think it's kind of weird, at least this is my perception, that in the sport of football, it's not like other sports where there's like a consensus best player ever? You know what I mean? Like, who would you say is the best quarterback ever? There's so many different people that you can make arguments for, right?
Yeah, there is.
Right? And so, like, that's a whole thing. Whereas with basketball, it's like, it really just comes down to...
And positions in football.
Right. But, like, overall best.
But, like, the difference between a quarterback like Tom Brady and Deion Sanders is night and day almost.
I get it. But that's... I mean, you can make the same argument about other sports, too. You know what I mean?
But Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Yeah. I mean, basketball is a little bit closer. But you have something like hockey where you have a goaltender.
Wayne Gretzky.
Right? Yeah, it's out. Right. It's Wayne Gretzky. But, like, with football, maybe it's just because there's so many people. Or even with soccer, you know? Like...
Pele,
Cristiano Ronaldo nowadays, Lionel Messi, Diego Maradona, like, you know the big names.
Yeah, that's all I know.
But there's pretty much a consensus, like, who's above who, even in that hierarchy, right? Whereas with football, I don't think it's really that way.
So it kind of is. Jim Brown.
Okay. He had a pretty short career, though, didn't he?
Doesn't matter. He was so dominant when he played. He played in the NFL for 9 years, I believe.
Yeah. I guess it's a long enough time for a running back.
Yeah, he retired when he was 29.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a surprising thing.
Yeah.
Like, dude's not even 30 and he's retired.
Well, they had won. And won, and he was at least the best, and he wanted to become an actor. Deion Sanders.
Would anyone really say he's the best ever?
He's in the top 5.
What?
I used to love... These were my favorite
Really?
shows on NFL Network when I was in, high school.
Yeah.
The top 100 of all time, I would watch it because I had them all recorded. And I'd go to bed to that show every night. Because there were 10 episodes.
Yeah.
An hour each. And, it was just good background noise to go to sleep to. So, Jim... who was on the list? Hold on. It's I think Tom Brady was 21 at the time, but this was before he won another 3 Super Bowls, basically.
And I wonder, what where someone like a Barry Sanders would be compared to someone who's won more.
Oh yeah, of course. Number 1 greatest NFL player of all time. It really is pretty cut and dry. Jerry Rice.
Really?
Jerry Rice is so far ahead of the second NFL all-time receiver by quite a bit. He has 24,000 receiving yards.
That's a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
24,000. And he played for so long and was so successful and was such a machine. I mean, he was still playing when he was 40 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
Tom Brady, number 2. Yeah, I agree. Lawrence Taylor. And everyone does agree. Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, defensively, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Jim Brown. Yeah. Walter Payton. I love Walter Payton.
Yeah.
He was so good. Joe Montana.
Okay.
Yep. He got broken and had to retire. But he was so good.
How long was he on the Chiefs?
Only 2 seasons, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 2 or 3 seasons. Reggie White.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Johnny Unitas.
Really? I mean, he's a great, but that's the, 3rd quarterback?
Number 10, Barry Sanders. Joe Green, number 11.
Me and Joe Green.
Dick Butkus, number 12.
Okay.
Dick Butkus didn't play very long because he hurt his knees, but he was really dominant. He was the first player to be voted NFL MVP on a losing team.
Wow.
Yeah. Ronnie Lott. I would agree with that.
Okay.
Anthony Munoz was the tackle for the Bengals. He went to USC.
Okay.
He didn't. He played a while. He went to 2 Super Bowls, but he was an All-Pro every year of the '80s almost. Deacon Jones. Deion Sanders, number 16. Otto Graham, Automatic Otto. He went to the NFL championship game 9 years in a row.
Wow.
And he won 6 of them.
Jesus.
Okay, so he was great. He was a 3-time NFL champion.
Yeah, it's upstairs, Gil.
I mean, in the 50s, he went every year. John Elway's number 18. I don't know. I didn't see John Elway play a lot.
Oh, I did.
I didn't.
I watched all the Super Bowls.
Yeah, I watched. I watched one versus the Falcons, but I don't remember it.
But he was on the wrong side of the play in college.
Well, he had plenty of shit that he fucked the Browns on in the late 80s that he ended up losing the Super Bowl. But because he went to the Super Bowl, the Broncos had went to quite a few Super Bowls and lost. before they won. You know, they got they beat the Packers the first year, and then they beat the Falcons.
Yeah.
But they had lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
They had lost against the Broncos in the Super Bowl. I mean, they lost against the 49ers.
Okay.
In 1989. They had the number one defense, the Broncos did. And the 49ers beat the dog shit out of them. That's a lot of people think the best team of all time in the NFL. The 89 49ers. They had a really, really good team.
As in, with the 89, so that means 89-99 or 89-90 team? Like the Super Bowl would have been in 90?
Yeah.
So that would have been right after the earthquake.
Yeah, it was. The season was during the earthquake. George Seifert was the coach.
Yeah.
The team in 88 was really good. The team in 84 was really good for the 49ers. And that's before Jerry Rice even played for them.
Right.
He didn't come to the NFL till 1985.
And he went to some nowhere school,
He
right?
went to Mississippi Valley.
Right. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, and he had the NCAA record for touchdowns in a season. I mean, he was drafted in the first round, I believe. So
really, even out of the super small.
Yeah, I mean, you just knew that this guy was fucking people up. I mean, Jerry Rice. There's all the brick catching he did as a kid.
You're right.
Jerry Rice is you have to be an obsessive person to be really good at something like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you have to, but I think it definitely is something you can use in your favor to become the best at something.
Of course.
Some people probably aren't that I would not think they were. They might be, and they don't come off that way. But like I could become obsessed with something and want to be the best.
Yeah.
And it would definitely be something that would contribute to me being the best. It would be a positive for that. Now, there might be other things that would keep me from it, but it would be something I could use in my favor.
Okay.
And someone running...
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. How do you hear that? That's crazy.
Good microphone.
Yeah. But the 49ers, I mean, they were... Joe Montana was really good. He was just...
Yeah.
He just got broken. Like the Giants in the playoffs. And for the 90-91 season, the 49ers went like 15-1. And they lost against the Giants in the playoffs. And Joe Montana got broken by that defense.
That'll do it.
And then it became the Steve Young show.
Yeah, crazy that they had so many successful...
They got real lucky.
Yeah.
They got real lucky with Steve Young.
Yeah, they did. Because Steve Young was mainly the quarterback in my youth.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I was just very young when Joe Montana stopped. I was like 7 or 8, I feel like.
They got so lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, so ridiculous because Steve Young everyone knew he was really good. I don't know how it was just probably Bill Walsh or.
Put some scouts in Utah.
Well, no, he got drafted by Tampa Bay. He played for the Buccaneers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he played in the USFL first.
Oh, okay.
For maybe a team in, I forgot what team it was. Okay. San Antonio or Las Vegas or something.
Okay.
And he was really good. I mean, he was drafted high in the NFL draft, so he was drafted by the Buccaneers. So after the USFL folded, he had to go play for the Buccaneers. And they were not very good.
Yeah, they were historically not a great team.
And somehow they fucking got him. And you just knew he was going to be good, I feel like. You know, he wasn't just some slouch.
Right.
Even though he is Mormon. It makes you question somebody's... But Steve Young, if you ever hear him talk, he's such a articulate, intelligent guy.
Yeah, he is. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Any other questions from the viewers, Mike?
I don't think so. I don't know how we got that far onto football, but I was enjoying it.
I love football.
I know. I know you do.
You know, I had a girlfriend. Her dad was also big into football. First time I came over, I sat down and we started talking about the Miami Dolphins of the '70s, and I knew
You were
all
like
this.
Flint.
I knew all this shit that he didn't even know some of this shit that I knew, and he was real big into football. And he was like, he just looked at me and said, "How do you know all this?" And I said, I just watch.
I'm an obsessive person.
No, I don't think it's that. I just remember it.
Yeah.
I remember what I care about.
Yeah.
And I find it very interesting. Football really is a way of, those are. I always found something very like redeeming in football because what you get from it is what you put in usually. Like you're not going to be one of the greatest and put in nothing.
Right.
And like those people had to work hard to maintain where they were for as long as they did and be as good as they were. And of course they were already the genetic best and all that shit, but there were also other genetic best that didn't do jack shit.
Right.
Because you got to train, you have to have the correct mental mindset. The mind is more important.
Of course. Yeah.
Because, people like Lawrence Phillips. You remember Lawrence Phillips?
No.
He was a Nebraska running back. He got drafted by the Rams in, I think, 1994.
Uh-huh.
He's dead now. He killed himself in prison. He murdered his cellmate in prison. Wow. He was arrested when he was a rookie for the Rams. it was bad. A terrible person.
Yeah.
But a supreme athlete,
Yeah.
So
Aaron Hernandez.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. A lot of people, it's the mental is important.
Right.
So they had, I think, other, perhaps mental illnesses.
Yeah.
Where someone that has like Michael Jordan, I would say he was obsessive with being better, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of shit drove him.
Yeah, I think you have to have a certain bit of that because it keeps it. You can only go off of, inspiration so long. There has to be a built-in mechanism that nature has put in there to help you do this. You have to tap into that.
Right.
And that's where habits and shit come, and it's part of nature, I would say. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
You got to tap into the natural human reward system. That's like max effort day. It serves a lot of purposes.
Yeah.
I wonder what we're going to do tomorrow. What would you like to do for max effort, lower body?
I don't know. If we're not doing standard squats, which is fine by me. Do we want to do box squats again? We did that last week.
Well, I didn't do jack shit last week, but get fucked by a camber bar.
Oh.
The camber bar.
Yeah, but didn't we eventually use the... Didn't we eventually use the other bar?
Which other bar?
The, Transformer bar? On that day?
No.
Okay.
We used it for speed work.
Okay.
But we have the Transformer bar at our disposal.
Right, so we can do any of that shit.
Yeah, or we could use the regular safety bar.
Okay. Anything works for me. But you want to do box squats or you want to do...
I think we'll do box squats.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I was watching someone else do them, though, and they weren't sitting back, like, with the weight once they were sitting. They just kind of went down, and they, like, rested for a second, and they came back up.
I'd have to see. I'd want to... Do you know the video?
No.
I'd be interested to see it. I just don't want to drink too much so we're not too dehydrated.
I get it.
We got to get up early to go train.
On a weekend.
I'm okay with it, though. I've actually been going to bed early just because I'm so excited to train.
Look at you. Just got to get to the next day. It's like Christmas morning.
It really is.
Every day is like Christmas morning.
Any day you can lift heavy and have fun in the gym, it is Christmas morning. I am a gym crackhead.
You are.
I need to start doing more biceps. We need to do another tricep exercise as well. But we're going to start going faster.
Cool.
And if we got to get there at 3:30, like get there. If we meet at 3, let's start meeting at 3. Let's set our appointment date at 3.
Okay.
I mean, let's be real. That's doable.
Okay. All right.
We got to start training you to get up.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that tomorrow if I need to. I just have a rough day or two, and that'd be fine.
Well, I can't have you have the rough days in the gym. You know, because we're trying to. It's been told to me, I was recommended to qualify for nationals, that a lot of guys from Georgia are going to do the nationals in San Antonio.
Yeah.
So, you know, do we want to pursue raps this season, or do we want to wait to another season?
I think we want to wait.
To another season?
I mean, yeah. I don't know. When is the right time?
You need to bring in someone that can rap. We need to bring someone
that can spit. It's got bars.
That can
rap.
That can knee rap.
No, there's the guy who coaches there. I'm sure he knows his way around a rap.
We're not gonna.
He's got West Side everything. Why not?
We're not asking him to rap.
Why not?
Just
to teach.
I don't want to learn is the problem.
Oh.
I don't know why.
What?
Because I don't think I can do it very well with my shoulder. Because I will hurt myself. You don't understand.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I don't.
Because I work. You know, we trained pretty hard yesterday. My rotator cuff took a pounding.
Yeah.
You know, and I was washing my hair, and it pulled on me. Oh. You just wash it, and it's like, oh.
That sucks.
And, but I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Start going to the physical therapist. I'm going to find a good one. So if you know any physical therapists in Atlanta that specialize with athletes, honey, send them my way. Shawty look good to me. I believe that was a good song in the 90s.
It was.
What was that song called?
I think it's Swing My Way.
Swing My Way. Do we have any more any more questions about training, Mike?
None at the moment.
Okay. You'll let me know when some pop
Of course, always.
Great. What do you, the transgender wrestler, like Janae Kroc.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect Janae Kroc. I believe that he or she, because he goes back and forth.
Oh, he does?
Yes, he does. He goes back and forth.
Okay.
Has a mental illness.
Okay.
And it's not a reason to shame the person,
right,
or anything. And I just accept that if this person wants to do that, then I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
you know, because
I'm hesitant with calling it an illness, but I think it's.
Well, I think it would classify as one, but I'm okay with it.
Well, but like, I think maybe gender dysphoria, but it actually seems like he doesn't have that anymore because he's able to be gender fluid. And maybe that's what he wants.
Whatever. I've watched this documentary and just it came off to me as he had a bit of a mental illness.
Well, I mean, and that's possible, but I don't.
And
know
I'm not mad at him about it.
Yeah,
you know,
I just don't want to all of a sudden draw a parallel between mental illness and trans.
Probably one though.
Well, I think gender dysphoria is part of it, but I don't know to what degree that's considered an again, it's more of a condition than an illness.
I think it's called the mental illness.
Okay,
well, OCD is a mental illness. To have obsessive compulsive disorder.
Okay,
and it's an illness, but I don't put too
much
stock.
But can't you treat that with medicine?
Yes.
And like to control it, like
So
I don't know.
You can help it. You can help.
Yeah, I don't think
soften it.
Right. I don't think that's applies to that.
I don't really know. I'm not transgendered. I wouldn't begin to speak on what goes through their minds.
Right, but I'm saying treating it though. Like you treat mental illnesses. I mean, I guess with therapy, but sometimes with pharmaceuticals.
No, you should always start with therapy, and
Well,
it should be therapy based.
Right.
Just like an injury in the gym, you should never ibuprofen. Guess what? You're gonna fucking break yourself, motherfucker. You have to fix the weakness.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been trying to fix this weakness in my shoulder for 2 years.
Yeah.
And again, if you know any physical therapists in the Atlanta area, send them my way.
Yeah.
Because it's covered on my insurance.
Hey.
Bazinga.
So where are you going with the Janae Mike Kroc thing?
So this guy who's the wrestler, the former wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, he had some interesting ways about him when he was a male, and I don't know his situation, and I don't really know anything about it at all. But that's a very interesting.
Tell what you observed, though.
It's a very.
Because you said you saw some videos of him. Or
He had this workout program.
Yeah.
And it was legit, but it was kind of it was a little theatrical, I suppose. He felt like he was playing a bit of a character, I suppose.
Okay. Well, that's also part of wrestling, right?
Yeah.
It's adopting a persona.
For sure.
Like if you got a probably not this is the same thing, but if you got a workout program from Macho Man Randy Savage, you'd be disappointed if he was talking like a normal person. You know?
Yeah.
Even if it was...
Well, he's dead.
Macho... Well, right. But say when he was alive.
If you're getting a workout program from Macho Man in 2021, we'd like to have you on the show.
Where's Tupac? And Biggie. Hanging out with all the best former pro wrestlers.
With JFK.
And JFK.
Missing half his head.
Oh my God.
It's tough to see. You ever see a picture of something you regret?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yuck.
I don't even know if it was real. It looked real enough.
That's all that matters.
That's all that fucking matters. That's definitely what it looked like. Yeah. I know that.
I think there's some post hoc trickery going on with that image.
Perhaps. But I would say it looks pretty spot on. As I assume it would to be a man with his head missing. Corner of his skull.
Yeah. Eesh.
And you saw it get blown off in the proof. All over the back of the car.
With his wife in it.
With his wife in it. Yikes. You can see the splat when he gets shot in the head. In the video.
Jeez.
If you don't know if that's what it is, you kind of just don't really pay attention to it. But it's definitely there.
Wild. That's wild.
I was a big JFK assassination. It really interested me as a kid, so I learned a lot about it.
Why was that?
Well, it's kind of a crazy thing, you know?
Sure.
And it seemed to be publicized a lot. I guess when I was the 40-year anniversary when I was like 9 years old.
Okay.
So maybe it's on the History Channel or Discovery Channel. I don't know.
Something like that. Okay.
But it just was very interesting. So many things have been written and said about it. And now I know other things about it.
Right.
Like Project MK Ultra.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. I think I do. But you never really know.
Yeah.
So, indirect associations. The CIA might have indirectly killed the president.
Sure.
Or Soviet Union did. Who knows? Who influenced Lee Harvey Oswald?
Yeah.
Who was probably he was mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the Soviet Union, was in the Marines, the shot that he did, I think 3 shots. It's been recreated a billion times. I mean, it wasn't that difficult. People say it was very difficult. It wasn't that difficult. I've seen many TV shows where they recreate it. And the bullet thing has been explained. I mean, everything's explained pretty well. It's pretty clear that it was just him doing the shooting. And, you know, it's their fault for not being ready for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really what it is. It's just you had somebody that had a long history spiral down to this, just many events that led to this one event where he's assassinating the president. And it's like a multiple chain failure, like on his timeline and the Secret Service's timeline. And that's what happens. That's just like the storming of the Capitol. It's a multi-chain failure.
One thing. Yep.
Like somebody wasn't where they were supposed to. This happened. That happened. This person made the wrong decision here. It's just all these things added together.
Right. And even on a high security day.
And that's also what can happen in the gym. You make multiple wrong decisions. You get hurt. You're not progressing. You know, it's as simple as getting all the variables correct.
Right.
I believe.
I do too.
And the doggies do not sound happy.
I know. I think they want to get out. I feel bad for them.
Are we going to end it here?
I think so.
All right. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully more ladies this time.
All 2 of you. I think I'll have another drink.